Start again.
Welcome, my darlings. Thanks for sticking with us through that. Welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, ATL by Night. Chapter 5, Cut the String. Let's meet our vampires.
Hi, I'm Dustin Fletcher, and I play Cyrus.
Hi, I'm Tyler Sutherland, and I play Aaron.
Hello, I'm Leon Aurora, and I play Thomasina Elena Cuesta.
Zachary Vaudo, playing Anton Krovopuskov.
Now, why don't we sit back and relax and tell a vampire story. Welcome back. When last we saw our coterie, they had snuck into a closed Six Flags theme park and uncovered a child Nosferatu, Sarah, a victim of human trafficking, and after her embrace, she set up shop underneath Six Flags to take, torture, and feed on the perpetrators of this horrible crime. The coterie brought her back to Dot, but there are still many questions unanswered. And that night, many kindred went home alone with heavy weights in their chests for differing reasons. After the day rose over Atlanta, people went to work, rode the train, shot movies, went to school, did all the things that have become difficult for our coterie. And as night falls, everyone has reawoken, made alive again by the night. So if you could all please make me a rouse check.
Total success. Critical success.
Failure.
Okay, so your hunger goes up by 1.
Failure.
Success.
Okay, so Aaron, yours goes up by 1 as well. So as you all are getting up and about, you check your phones, and there's a message from your individual Primogens. Cyrus, yours is from Dot.
Okay.
They say, you will understand one day what happened yesterday. And there's another message. 5 Points Station, 1 a.m. It would appear that Dot would like to meet with you all again now that Sarah has been welcomed in.
So the three of us are still together. I'm assuming you crashed
Yeah.
at the Athenium.
Yes.
I've got nothing planned for the evening. No classes tonight, at least. Is everybody good?
I've got what I need, and Philip, again, he still has at least a few of my clothes left in the car. So.
Alright. Nothing I have here is quite your style, unfortunately.
I'm good now. Getting a little hungry, and my stash is getting a little low. At some point, I'll need to just go out for reinforcements.
I have a couple of backup if you need. 1 or 2.
I'll take one for the road.
Okay. I'll go ahead and dig into the little mini fridge I've got under my desk.
Okay.
That holds like 5 blood bags. I'll pull one for Aaron, and I'll just go ahead and down one right now to go back down to 1 hunger.
Okay.
I'm also feeling a little... It'll be fine.
Can your stomach handle a less refined taste, or? I think not.
Not especially, no.
Maybe talk to Philip, or I can call somebody.
I'll talk to him when he gets here, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And
Anton
Yeah?
had a question. we haven't bumped into any of your kind yet. And you did something that crippled Sarah. Is that something you can do, or all of you can do?
It is something that is available to us. Not everybody can. But we all have the potential to learn. We all have the potential to learn many things. The avenues that we take differ. But I do not expect to be running into my kind too very often.
Why is that?
My kind took the brunt of the disease back in the final nights. We are more, the tower is fractured, as we say. We split up a bit more. Many of us not here anymore. Those of us that are in our separate little groups. I know that there are some House Tremere a little further down. As for my house, there are... I can probably count them on one hand, give or take a finger.
I'm sorry, you said you're not Tremere?
No, I am. I have friend in LA that like to explain like this. You read Harry Potter?
Yes.
We have houses.
Oh boy. I'm not even gonna guess. Okay.
It doesn't exactly line up. But
Same school, but different houses.
Da.
Great.
My house is a small house. Not as small as some other houses in Atlanta, but small. Bigger other places.
Okay. Is what you did something that I could build up a resistance to if we bumped into more of your people?
Possibly. Just beef yourself up. It's not something that if I do it to you over and over again, you're going to get the hang of. But over time, you just gain your resolve, become more strong. You'll be okay.
No further questions.
Like I said, you can call Philip if you need to prepare. We have some hours. You can probably go home and we can meet you if you want to not wear car clothes.
I would be appreciative of that if I can go ahead and head out. He's on his way as it is.
Go. We'll meet you at 5 Points. We'll text you or we'll just meet you down there. We're not too far from the art center station. You can always right down there.
Thank you.
And so, after a little bit, Philip does pull up outside. He sends you a text that he's arrived.
Meet you at 5 at 1.
5 at 1.
And I go ahead and just go in really, really quickly, close the door. Philip, we're going to be heading home for a couple of hours.
Okay.
And I may need your assistance.
Of course, ma'am. Anything you need. Is there anywhere we need to stop on the way?
No, I don't have time. We need to just head home.
Okay. Ma'am, are you okay?
I will be. How are you?
I'm better. Thank you for asking.
Good. This might be a long night.
Okay.
And I need you to prepare for that as much as you can. And I will need to prepare for that as much as I can. I require your patience at least a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and go.
Yes, ma'am. And so Philip gets into the car and quickly, as much as he can, takes you back to your house.
After Thomasina heads out, I'd just like to turn to Aaron and say, you know, I am certainly not one to begrudge knowledge in the pursuit of knowledge. It's kind of my thing. You seem especially more invested and interested than normal.
I haven't run the numbers yet, but we found the plates for those trucks from last night, associated with some kind of ring. I could find something from it. It could be the first clue I've had in a while. And it could be nothing. It could be something. I just want to be ready.
That's good. That's very good. But I was not speaking about that. I was speaking about me. You're very inquisitive about what I do, Aaron. Usually you take my word for it.
Yes.
If you want to learn, what I do is very closely guarded Tremere practice. It's not something I can pass along. But I don't know if this is the direction you're wishing to go in. If this is the reason. But I would be at odds with my cohorts if I were to attempt, and it probably would not go well overall anyway.
I understand. With my kind, you can see what we do from 50 feet away.
Ah.
It's hard to hide.
It's very intriguing.
It's very scary, very hairy. There's something, though, that I keep finding with you is that every time you do something, it's something different. It's something that I never could have thought of. And that's something that, if we bump into that in the wild, I want to be able to handle. Not you. I don't think I could take you. But I do want to be ready, because every night we find something scarier, something harder to fight, and they're not always going to be this easy.
It's true. And you're right, there is many things that you do that we see from a mile away. And then there are some things that you do that we don't see at all. And those intrigue me as well. I will not lie. But that is for another time, I suppose.
Sure. My life is an open book. It's just not in Russian.
Mm-hmm. Well, mine is a library, so you have some time to kill.
Too many books.
All right, and Cyrus?
We'll get the text from Dot. Look at his really simplistic flip phone from way too out of date. Read it, close it. We'll start packing a few things. Grab, kind of finish the cleaning process on his rifle. Get that put disassembled and broken down, and then put in the backpack case that he has. He'll grab his M18. He'll actually have a drop holster on his thigh this time, and we'll holster that. We'll grab a small SIG M18 subcompact, and he'll put that on a back. Lower back holster, which sits on the inside. It's a little more concealable. And we'll grab a stake, put that in a holster that that sits in just inside his jacket, and then he'll head up and start making his way. Probably around 12:30.
Yeah.
We'll make his way towards 5 Points.
Okay.
I'll walk towards the art center, Marta. It's not too terribly far from the Athenaeum.
Okay.
We can quick ride down there.
Sure thing.
All right. So, as you guys show up, you are taken to the usual spot. Das gets you on the train, gets you to the doorway, and you're led into the Nosferatu Haven. And when you arrive, the Nosferatu are standing about looking at you, but it's a little less like last time, less the march to the principal's office, and more just seeing the people who brought in the child. And you head to the courtyard, and Dot's there with a very young Sarah sitting beside her. Now she has a bit more of a cyberpunk clothing to her. A little less old Six Flags merchandise. And next to them is Tilly, sitting in a chair. And beside her is someone that, Anton, you have not seen in a very long time. With Tilly furiously braiding her hair as much as she can. And it is Proctor, the Tremere Primogen. And for the rest of the coterie, this is the first time you've ever seen Proctor, but you can guess by her proximity to Tilly and Tilly's affection for her that it is her. Tilly's still diligently working on it. She has not paid a single bit of mind to you yet. Proctor's wearing a long sleeve brown shirt with a butterfly wing shawl and long black skirt, and she only inclines her head slightly to Anton, and that's about as much attention as she pays you.
I'll give the same little, well, the opposite direction head bow.
Okay.
Is that McGonagall?
Sure.
Okay.
And so Dot sits up and she pats Sarah's back, and Sarah kind of just lightly waves to all of you. And her hair's still a little messy, what hair she has. It's mangled, but it's been cut into a bit more of a flattering pixie cut. You know, her attire, very clean, looks quite similar to things maybe Hexadecimal wore that probably are a little baggier
She probably borrowed
on her.
it.
Yes. She looks in much better condition, much better well-fed than when you guys last saw her.
Just a little.
And Dot pats her back again and goes, Shepherds, you see, there's rules. There's the traditions, and then there's also the traditions that Talbot, our esteemed prince, feels the need to put on this city and declare for his entire domain. I'm sure you're all aware that siring children, like Sarah here, is completely forbidden. And if caught, the sire and the child are to be executed. But tell me, on what night of eternity would Talbot Rourke allow a child to walk into the Camarilla? You don't know. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, because we're all here to learn together. His rules can be bent. They can be interpreted. His mind isn't what it used to be, and so that is our game. Because you see, there is another rule, and it concerns all of you. Anyone that you all deem capable of being brought back, we are required to take. Anyone that you all deem worthy of saving, especially you, we have to take them. This rule supersedes all others. No matter what, who you find belongs to the Camarilla now. They become the responsibility of their Primogen. Do you all understand me?
Of course.
Yes.
That is why we sent her to you and not to Olivia.
Correct. I have watched this little girl for many years, and I only stepped in when she got complacent. We've been protecting her this entire time. I was aware of her sire. I was aware when she killed him. We cut the feeds to not upload overnight so that she is free to get food, so that she is free to hunt. We disable the alarms, we cover up any missing persons cases that result in it, because I, and all of the Nosferatu, feel that what she is doing is correct. This is what's right. Some of us have lived far too long to understand humanity anymore. But she is what we need. We are monsters, all of us. Do not ever fucking forget that. Every single one of us. I don't care. The friendships that you have built, I do not care. The human lives you fake to lead. We are monsters. And if you have so much humanity in your little hearts to care for this world, then our monstrosity will be the benefit of this world. And this city. You all are the ones that found her, so now she can have a proper home. She can have resources. We can officially take care of her. So now you may call her Mouse. Sarah is dead. She has everything she needs now. Do you all understand the gravity and the benefit of what we have asked of you by putting you in this coterie?
Quite.
Yes.
Cyrus, you understand your own motives better than any. I am attaching you to this group because I feel your executive needs can keep them in the proper line. I have no use for bleeding hearts, but I have a use for executive decisions that benefit me.
As long as they continue to do what is in the best interest of my needs, Dot, I will stay beside them, but the moment they stray, I will not hesitate to put a bullet in either of their heads.
That is precisely what I expect of you.
Especially the one who isn't here.
I know. And she has her own reasons for not being here. She cleared those with me. But yes, Cyrus, I understand far better than most what you will do when it no longer aligns with your needs. There is a reason I put you here. You are free to come and go as you wish, but anything that occurs outside of your watch, I will have you answer for it. Do I make myself clear?
For now.
Good. We will revisit the terms of our agreement at a later date. So now the kid gloves are off for all of you. And that means no more simple little cases anymore. No more finding someone that we've known about all along, but we really just didn't have the time to pick them up. So Tilly! For fuck's sake. Proctor! Explain it to them! And so Proctor sits up, sighing, just kind of rubbing her eyes, yawning, just, alright, so the lost child are sort of, they run the gamut, good to bad, and you're not meant to bring back all of them. That's not why you're here. You're meant to find all of them. Some of them might not come back, and some of them will need heavy convincing, and Tilly, stop. And some of them, you're simply only going to deliver them to the final death. And you were all chosen for this because... Tilly! I said stop. So we, your Primogen, felt the best representatives of our clans should do this. So don't spit in our face by ever questioning this gift that we've all decided to give you. So after tonight, after this mission, you may all have a little break, collect yourselves, regroup, and discuss how you will wish to continue this endeavor. Because after tonight, you will have a far better idea of what we are asking. So she kind of slumps back down and just motions for Tilly to continue braiding her hair.
This is what the test has been then.
We never stop testing you, Anton. I'm here because of you. And Dot sits back up and just kind of waves to Proctor to calm down. She says, so the suspected kindred that you're all going to be looking for is probably one that we know the least about. And that makes all of us quite nervous. Her name is Catherine. She works at the Center for the Puppetry Arts. All we know is that she works overnights, doing evening presentations, sleepover functions for the kids, workshops, even late night cleaning. So she'll go missing for a week or two at a time, and she just says that she's sick and her boss cares too much to fire her from a volunteer position. But we have plenty of reason to believe that there is suspicion being brought against her. And so now we have to move. And so she gestures to Tilly, who was still barely paying attention. She claps her hands really hard for Tilly to look over. She says, and Tilly here has been bothering me every night for the past week. And Proctor sits up and goes, God, me too. Because every fucking night it's some text about dreams involving puppets, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a reason enough to check it out. If she's harping on it, there's a reason to go, and I sure as shit am not going anywhere near puppets.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better location as far as I'm concerned. It's right across from the Athenaeum.
You might want to be careful when you use knowledge like that out loud, Anton.
I assumed safe company here.
Our numbers are too low for your consistent carelessness. So go. This one is on a timer.
How long do we have?
Till the end of the night. We expect a body or an answer, or Olivia is ready to receive.
Understood. And Cyrus will just turn and start walking out. Won't wait on them.
Yeah. And Dot just calls out after you, payment upon receipt.
You see a slight nod, but he continues to walk.
And I just give kind of a half bow and then also head out.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach into my jacket and pull out the Tupperware container that Aaron brought to me, that I brought with me here.
Are you still in front of Dot? Or
Yes,
have
I
you...
am.
Okay.
I'm just reach and pull it out and say, I don't know where Kodek is, but if she would like it back.
Dot holds out her hand to receive it.
And I'll walk up and I will put it in hands, and I will say to all three of them, mostly towards Proctor, we will continue the test.
And Proctor rolls her eyes and just leans back over to Tilly for Tilly to continue braiding her hair.
And hopefully we'll gather as much information as we need for it. And I will bow and I will back up until I meet up with Aaron and then walk out.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you guys get back on the train. Doss drives you back out. You guys head out. Philip is in the parking lot.
Actually, well, yes. He's a little woozy, but he's there.
Yeah.
I go ahead and head over and I just tap on the window because I see him on his phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just go, I ask, you doing okay, sweetie?
Yeah. Sorry. I was zoning out. Where you need to go?
Do you need to head home, and do we need to have?
No, I'm good. I'll pick up like an energy shot at the gas station. I'll be good.
All right, sweetheart.
He can park and rest in the parking lot at the Athenaeum. It's right across from Center for Puppetry Arts anyway.
Yeah.
I pick up supplies.
Feeling great about this. Aaron, Cyrus, are you joining us tonight?
Apparently, I am.
All right. And I go ahead and I open the door for all of them.
Okay.
And I'll get in. I'm in the back seat.
Okay.
Cyrus follows in his truck.
Okay. All right, and so everyone is heading out to the Center for the Puppetry Arts.
Cyrus, if you're
He's
going...
in his truck.
Oh, he's in a truck, right?
Yeah.
I thought he got in.
No, I did not.
No.
Oh, why would he? Why would he?
I'll take that moment on the drive back to gulp down, slurpee down the blood bag that Anton earned.
Okay. All right, and so you guys head. Philip pulls into the parking lot to drop you off.
The Athenium, like I asked?
Yes.
Cool.
And Cyrus, do you park at the Athenium, or are you parking at the Center for Puppetry Arts across the street?
No, I'm parking at the Athenium.
Okay, perfect.
I'll turn everybody and go, I'll be right back. And I'll head downstairs. And I'm going to, same as last time, I'm going to collect anything that I might need. And I'm going to take one of those stakes again and put it into my pants again.
Okay.
And then I'll walk upstairs.
I'm gonna call after. Do you happen to have scissors in your kit?
1 second, I'll go back downstairs, and I'm gonna just take a hunting knife out of the off of one of the shelves,
Okay.
and I'll lock him and bring it back upstairs, and just present that to her.
Thank you. And I'll just kind of put it in my purse.
Okay. So, hunting knife in your purse.
Yep.
Cyrus, if you're going to be hanging out with us more, maybe we should put you in our phones.
You see him pull out a really, really old flip phone. And he'll, click down, and then he'll just hold the phone up to you to copy the number.
Where's me? And as I'm typing, I go, you see, personally, I think this is much easier than waiting to see which Primogen gets in touch with us about you. It's much faster, more dependable.
And since all the contacts in your blue phones are emoji based, what emoji are you going to assign to Cyrus?
Oh, a scarf.
All right, scarf emoji for Cyrus. All right.
He'll close the phone, kind of watching the exchange between asking for scissors and then getting a knife. And if this goes sideways, I saw what you can do. Do you want something more than a pair of scissors?
Oh, it's not for what you think.
Very well.
I do have a question for you, though. Don't shoot me. Did you bring a gun to Six Flags?
No. I brought 3.
Why did you bring 3 guns to Six Flags?
Because we were hunting an unknown kindred that at any point in time could have turned out differently than the way she did.
It's his job.
And now ours.
Yeah?
And you seem to know a little bit more about his job than I thought, but we'll...
He has more guns than we have. I can put 2 and 2 together. I can put complex algebra together.
Not
Missing some variables.
Not
though.
tonight, but if I could prove myself with a gun, would you help me get one?
What do you prefer?
I had a service weapon during the Persian Gulf War. Simple, easy to load. Got dirty. Something easy to clean.
And you probably don't want to use your precinct weapon, do you?
That's... Oh, I'm equally scared of my sergeant as I am of, and I cover up the blue phone, of Dot.
And equally devious, I might say.
Cyrus will, he will walk towards his truck. He will open the back, will open the hidden compartment, will reach in, and he will walk back over to you and hand you a spring-filled XD45 service model. Something similar to this.
That was too easy. Thank you.
He will undo the mag, empty the chamber, put it back in the mag, slide it in, and then hand it to you.
I'll take it. I'm all set.
All right.
I'm good.
Shall we go see a puppet show?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, so you guys cross the street, the large green building with its catty-cornered windows, and the entrance is around on the back side. And so as you guys enter the parking lot, you see it's completely empty, no lights, and there's the ramp up to the front, and then there's the pathway that goes down to the classrooms.
What do you know about this place? I've never been here. I wish I had more time. I would get more information.
Do you like puppets, Cyrus?
I don't have enough experience to give a proper analysis.
In any of these rooms, are there marionettes?
You would be familiar that, yes, there are some marionettes in the Dolls of the World exhibit.
Well, I mean, we'll get back to that.
To answer your question, it is a 2 wings, 1 wing of exhibit, workshop downstairs, theater off the side, bit upstairs, offices. It's very small. There's not much space to hide in the exhibit unless you are pretending to be puppet.
And there is at least one closet entrance in here that is absolutely wall-to-wall puppets.
Well, seeing as it is the center of puppetry arts, I'm not surprised.
It's faces. Nothing but faces. And eyes. And I'm not fond.
It's horror show, you like it.
Okay.
Do you have an aversion to puppets?
I'm not fond, despite the fact that I am expertly used to giving orders. You would think I'd be more comfortable with puppets, but not that many, and not in such close quarters, and not on the freaking ceiling, no.
Huh. That explains why you wanted to go to Bremen Museum instead.
This is, the shadow exhibit is really, really lovely. That's fantastic. I could do with less strings. Less strings would be better.
Yeah.
They used to date.
We could check the theater area. There is curtains. There is backstage. We could check workshops, or we can just take walk through exhibits to clear that. It will take maybe a half hour max if we're not reading.
We should clear each room.
I call Jim Henson exhibit.
It will take not long at all. We can all go through strength and numbers, since we are still being tested, as it were.
All right.
I will put my guess on the workshop down below. But, again, we will see.
Here's what for note, bridge inside creaks across floorboard. Walk carefully, or they will immediately know that we are coming.
The puppet.
I will go first,
Yeah?
and I will go quietly.
I also don't know if they have still activated a couple of the things in that walk-through closet of puppets. Some of them blink.
So which pathway are you taking, Cyrus? Is it the walkway to the front door, or are you taking the pathway to the downstairs workshop?
We should start below and work our way up.
Okay.
So I will start heading towards
Okay.
that, and
It'll subvert the squeaking issue.
I will pull off away from them, and as soon as I break eye contact, I'm not sure I don't know the layout of it, so as if there's a part where I break contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a pathway that goes down straight to a door, and then there are some side doors.
Okay.
And there's a whole big ass ramp.
Okay, so as soon as I do, I will go unseen passage.
Okay.
I will get hungry.
Okay. So that puts you at
2.
2.
And then I will also trigger Silence of Death.
Okay. So moving expertly and quietly.
And then I will wait for them to open the door.
Okay. Which door are you guys going to? The one immediately at the end of the path, or are you looking at the side doors?
I guess I'll round the corner. I won't see him. I will immediately kick on heightened senses and sense the unseen, and I'll go towards the main door.
Okay.
And that means I have to make a little bit of a roll. Not yet.
Thomasina, we need like hand signals, or because we can't text back and forth. How do we like wave our hands? How do we stay in communication while we're in there? Mel usually does this stuff.
Right. Yeah. All right. If you are wanting to, there's the basics. There's the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the stop this, the come over here. I don't know what else we're gonna really need to know here.
That's good, as long as we're on the same page.
Yeah. Although, could you? I'm gonna go ahead and hand him the knife that Anton gave me. I have an odd request. In the rooms that we're about to go into, I'm going to ask you whether or not there are any marionettes in there, and I'm going to ask you whether they are especially tangled. If they are, just cut the strings. Just go ahead and cut them before I see them. That is all I ask.
Sure, simple enough.
Thank you.
All right.
I got 3 successes on sense the unseen as I rounded the corner. I don't know if I see anything or not, but I'm going for the main door.
Okay.
As you pass up, I'll pull behind you, and you'll hear a whisper behind you, "On your 6."
Okay, so trying that main door, it is locked.
Then I'm going to do some petty larceny. We're looking at what kind of roll are we looking at for that? Dexterity larceny or strength larceny?
Give me dexterity and larceny.
Okay, it's not that much, unfortunately. But it's a critical. So, what is that? 4 successes? It's 2 criticals?
Unfortunately, you are not able to lockpick the door. It is a keycard lock
Okay.
with a deadbolt.
Alright. So I just look at it and go, well, unless somebody else knows a way in, I can always just,
There are a few doors on the other side, as well as the doors up top.
Is there, is it a door that it could be potentially kicked in?
It would take quite a feat of strength to do so. It looks pretty heavy.
Alright.
We can check out the other doors first before we start messing the place up, though.
okay. Alright. I'll follow your lead.
Sure. I'll step across to some of the side doors and take a look to see if there's anything that is not noticeably secure.
So, looking down them, you're looking down the wall, and it's pretty flat. And then there's one that's a little pushed out, it seems.
Easy entrance. Probably a trap. But it's right there.
Does anybody that's harder to see want to open the door first? I speak to the air.
I'll go up, and I will... It's slightly ajar, you said?
Yes, when you look down, you see there is a small brick propping it open.
Got it. I'm gonna make my way down to it, and I want to heighten senses to see if I can catch a glimpse of anything inside as I peek through the crack.
So all you see through the crack and smell is contact cement, glue, some burnt things. Looking in, you can see there was probably a class in here on building puppets.
Okay.
And so the door has probably been propped open to let out the fumes.
How convenient. I will open it just enough to get in, and then slowly catch it and let it close so it doesn't actually like bang against the brick.
Okay.
And watching that door open and close on its own, I will follow suit.
Okay. So everyone's sneaking in?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll cover my face for the contact cement since I have heightened senses up still.
Yeah.
And I've got my eyes kind of just downward as I kind of edge in and I ask Aaron if he's seeing anything.
So what you see is you do see essentially lots of Muppets. This was a felt crafting workshop.
Gotcha. But all hand puppets, nothing held up on strings.
Right.
Okay.
No marionettes.
Thomasina, it's just an arts and crafts room. Nothing harmful here.
All right.
Elmo can't hurt you.
You'll say
Says
that.
Now he has to hurt.
He just tickles you forever.
I had one of those.
Oh, why? We're gonna go forward. So felt crafting room. All right. So if this is where we're starting, there should be, other than this workshop, is there one other workshop?
Yes, so down here there are multiple workshops where they hold different classes. There's a few offices and the theater.
Right. And we're just seeing the felt crafting. We're not seeing any of the, like any evidence of anything else being done other than that one set of puppets.
No, it looks like possibly the first part of a class where they're just letting the glue dry overnight.
Right.
Can I take one of the puppets that looks like it's pretty stuck together?
Okay.
Just gonna put it in my pocket.
Okay, they're quite big because they're
Yeah.
He has big coat.
This is a very big coat.
No, I think I'll leave it there.
okay.
But you weigh it for a second. I'm gonna lean over to Thomasina as we walk through and go, so is it like the dead eyes? Or is it the
jaws, yeah.
The jaws?
It's I'm overall just not a fan. There are, just think of it as something that's spurring me to get this done really quickly.
Motivation is motivation.
I'm gonna move
Into the hallway?
into the hallway.
Okay. So when you look down the hallway, looks like a typical school hallway. There's a few labeled classrooms, a few rows of offices, and there's one door standing wide open with a light on.
Okay. I'm going to check every single classroom. Is there a window? Is it like the classrooms with the windows?
yeah.
Okay. I'll heighten senses up. I'll peek into each window, making my way towards the one with the light, but just making sure that there's no movement or anything inside of it, any shapes or silhouettes that I can see that isn't puppets.
Most of them are pretty clear. Just the one you were in is the only one that a class has been in recently.
Okay.
Question. Since you were using Silence of Death and you were spoke to me and moved it, am I seeing where you're going still, or are you just still out?
No, I'm still out.
Okay.
And so, but what I will do is I will do that, and then I will make my way back before I get to the room that's lit, and whoever is the first in the doorway, I don't know if it's you or you or you. I'm imagining you're not, because you're you're very much right now.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And I'll whisper from the air. You'll hear, all the rooms dark or clear. There is a light on at the end of the hall. I have not looked at it yet.
All right. I have heightened senses up, so I'll head that way. And as we go, I'm going to just glance into the dark rooms as we pass, because I have Sense the Unseen up at the same time, just in case anything got missed.
Nothing.
And then I'll head on over to the outside of the light room.
Okay.
And I don't have anything to use just yet. I'll just go ahead and just listen, see if I can hear anybody inside, if there's any signs of life.
You can hear the faint sound of a radio, but other than that, nothing.
Just from the side of the door, like near the hinge side.
Is it locked? Or I mean, is it not locked, but is it closed? And you see
No,
light?
it's probably open almost to the wall.
Okay.
Oh, almost completely open?
Yes.
Okay, well then I won't do what I was going to say, and I'll just from the other side just sort of peek my head around.
As you go to that, you'll hear, "Let me look first."
Okay.
And then I'll slide in.
Okay, so looking in, you see this might as well be a very tiny studio apartment. There's a Murphy bed on the wall that's been put up, but with the sheets still sticking out because you can never put them back up quite right. There's a desk covered in small toys, small finger puppets, Funko Pops, all over, just junked to hell and back. And there is a couple poorly made puppets, clearly, when someone first started.
Okay.
And there is a coffee cup with the name Catherine on it, filled with novelty pencils of various colors, styles, and shapes.
I'll be shortly in behind him.
Okay.
I think we found home base.
Yeah, you'll hear a whisper come from the room.
Yeah.
Clear. And I'll start looking. I'm just going to start investigating the room, looking for any signs of anything that points to foul play or anything that really points us in a direction. Looking on the desk and
there's a paper schedule.
Okay.
That has her working overnight shifts. You find another sheet that lists the cleaning duties for upstairs. Overall, it just looks like a very well lived in.
Okay. What is the duty at whatever time it is right now? I'm imagining it's close to 2.
The current time, you see it is glass cleaning.
Okay.
So it's cleaning all the glass from the exhibits.
Okay. I'll point. It'll move, and then
Just go look over at the moving paper.
I'll actually a pencil will roll and stop right at glass cleaning.
All right. Well, that is upstairs. Do we want to go upstairs, or do we want to see if we can lure her down here?
I was never going to question it in front of them. This is someone who is well established here. Mm-hmm. This is someone that they said that they didn't honestly have that much knowledge on, and yet they have more knowledge on this person than we've had for any of the others that we've looked for so far.
The others were a test. The others were given to you to see what you can do and to see how much you will or will not fuck up. This could be the same, or perhaps they don't know anything.
I'll be honest with you, I'm convinced this is the same.
It is up to us to judge her actions and determine if we are to put her down, bring her back, or just gain knowledge. And this is all at the slightest whisper, but I am stage whispering for our audience because
Yes.
this probably is going to suck really bad. No.
Of course.
Fine. It just strikes me that this is hardly looking. She's here. There's no way she's not.
Why are they testing you, Cyrus?
So Cyrus, you would know that the Primogen have next to zero faith in the current assigned sheriff, but they cannot overturn Talbot Rourke's wishes. And so you are the sheriff.
I got it. I'm not being tested. I am the knife. There is no acting sheriff of Atlanta. Therefore, I have been contracted by the Primogen of this city.
And yet, yesterday you start with the same amount of information that we have when they already know everything.
Who's to say I didn't know more?
You could have lied to me. I'm making grand assumption that you are straightforward. You seem to be a straight shooter, as it were. And if I am correct in my assumption, I am simply curious why they are pulling your strings too.
We can have plenty of small talk later, but I enjoy a hunt. And he'll move on.
Okay.
And very quietly, I'll say, your kind usually does. And I will head out the door.
Looking around the room before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of the puppets moved?
No.
Good.
None of the puppets have moved.
Just check.
You feeling all right there, Aaron?
Is it contagious, the paranoia?
Not that I know of, but puppets are terrible.
Okay.
Hate them. Can't stand them. Really want to leave. Really want to leave. Really want to leave. All right.
Why don't you go ahead and I'll take the rear.
Why don't you go ahead and I'll take the rear?
Why don't we both go ahead and both take the rear?
I'll call back. A puppet is going to sneak up on you if you don't hurry up.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So where are you guys headed now?
I guess up?
I'm going up.
What's
Okay. Heading
left?
up the
It's just stairs, right?
It would just be the theater, but the doors are open to the theater, and you would see nothing in there.
Okay.
And I'm not even going towards the theater because you pointed me to glass cleaning, and that is upstairs.
Yeah, there is no glass near the theater for reasons.
All right.
I will look in there and determine I don't see anything. I will trigger Sentient Scene real quick and then end it just before, I do a quick glance in the theater with Sentient Scene.
Okay.
And if there's nothing, then I'll head upstairs.
All right. And so with that, we are going to take a break. So we'll be back in a little bit to see what is upstairs. Welcome back. And so for our coterie, you have made your way upstairs. There are a few emergency lights on, just enough to work and get the job done. To one side is the door to the Dark Crystal exhibit, and then there is a large pair of doors that lead to the Puppets from Around the World and the Jim Henson exhibit.
And I will point to them and go, little hall, big hall. Which one do you want to clear first?
The Puppets from Around the World definitely has glass panes.
It does?
Yeah.
If I recall, there'll be some glass in Dark Crystal as well. I will say it is a single room, effectively.
You hear a whisper next to your ear. Stay out here. Only come in if you hear that you need to come in.
Suits me fine.
And then he'll walk into the Around the World.
Around the World or Dark Crystal?
No,
The big one?
the big one.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, the around.
Okay.
Start there and then.
Okay, so it's two large, heavy double doors, and in the middle is a cylinder with a puppet of a knight in the middle, and to the right is a doorway with a large map with illuminated puppets from various countries, and to the left is a large picture of Jim Henson with various Muppets around him.
Got it?
I guess we'll see the giant fucking double doors open. And since he didn't whisper to me, I'm going to follow and catch one of the doors.
I mean, y'all were talking like to go that way to clear it first, so he was just like, I'm going to go there. Stay here.
Well, I'm going to follow. I'm going to follow where the giant doors went because I'm very not split the party right now.
Okay.
We should stay together.
Okay.
I'll pull out the knife. You sure you don't want this?
You need it first. Trust me, if we're gonna get through this quickly, you need it first.
Gotcha.
And from the door, I'll just whisper back, Dark Crystal is one room you can probably just glance in. And I'll go in behind.
Okay.
Sure, so I'll step across the hallway, lean, poke my head in, activate Eyes of the Beast,
Okay.
and see if I see anything out of the ordinary.
All right, so opening the door and looking in, there is a large wall with the huge crystal and the dark crystal display, so you would have to go to either side of the wall to see down.
Nope. I'm going to quickly mark that off and head back to the party.
Okay. All right, so everyone is in the main rotunda.
Well, he went into the
Yes.
exhibit and I went to follow, so it's just
Cyrus,
these
you're
two.
going to Puppets of the World?
Puppets of the World, yep.
Okay.
And I'm literally just through the door, so I'm not sure which way he went, but I'm gonna cut towards where she was talking about already. So I guess I'll wind up heading towards Puppets of the World. Hopefully he went that way for me.
Okay.
I will close the big doors behind me quietly,
Okay.
turn, and catch up with the rest of the group. Looking at the knight, is he looking back at me?
No, he's just staring straight ahead.
Okay, we're good. Walk on in.
Are you still hanging out in the rotunda, or you just follow Aaron?
I'm following Aaron.
Okay.
My eyes are just like on the floor.
Okay.
Like on
Okay.
his feet, and that's it.
So there's the large map of the illuminated puppets. Are you going to the left or the right of the map, Cyrus?
I will go right as right. I'll
Okay.
go right.
Okay, so going around to your right, you see that on the back side of the map is Tom Servo and Crow from Mystery Science Theater.
Okay.
There's a couple Corpse Bride, and it opens up into a much larger room. There is a small marionette display of two knights and a dragon that has some signage to say that you can go behind it and play with them.
Okay.
There are just a couple well-known old puppets, things like from Laugh-In and whatnot.
Okay. See if there's any movement in the puppetry or anything like that. Eyes on the move. Continue moving, looking for any movement, any sign of Catherine.
Okay.
I'll crouch low, and I'm going to go towards the left, actually, because I'm taking a gamble. It's 50-50 shot which way he went, so I'm going to left, and I'm going to be, like, just low, down, peeking around.
To the left, there are a lot of kind of Native American and early American days puppets, lots of hand wooden carved, quite lovely.
I still have heightened senses and sense the unseen up.
Yeah, this part is just a small corner section.
Yep.
So there's nothing over here.
Invisible or not. All right.
And so you can loop around to the other side of the wall past Mystery Science Theater.
Just low, hand on the exhibits to like move across as I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna sense the unseen while I'm in here.
Okay.
I don't see anything, and I'll see, I guess, you coming around that side. I will clear as I will start making my way back.
Well, you can see that there is further.
Oh, it does go further.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it goes further.
We just went around.
Got it. Then
Now
I
we
will go further up.
Forward.
So going further, you can see that the exhibits are kind of organized by type, a little bit by country. So rounding the corner, there is an animal display, a couple heads from Lion King. There's Asian puppetry, some bunraku, some Chinese water puppets. Nothing shows. You continue further and get into more Malaysian style, Hindu style, shadow puppets, and that is where that room ends.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm along the opposite wall, going roughly the same direction. All the way down.
Turn around and go back.
Does it smell at all like Windex or ammonia in here, like it's already been cleaned?
Yes.
All right.
As we make our way back and kind of leave out where we go to where those two are sitting, you'll just hear clear.
So we have Jim Henson, and you checked Dark Crystal?
No.
Not yet, no.
Too scary?
Yes.
Okay.
I will admit defeat. Yes.
Like I said, it's we come back to it. It's a small room. We can bottleneck.
And let's clear Jim Henson first, and we'll end at
Alright.
the something crystal.
It's dark, like you.
Until
Now let's go for it.
The dark knife.
All right. So going into the Henson exhibit, you go through an entryway. There's a large wall with the picture of Jim Henson and all the Muppets. And you go in, and it's a series of walls with larger rooms, older puppets, a room that opens up into what looks like a workshop with some of the older puppets in it. There's boxes along the top shelf, a few glass cases of puppets being built, kind of showing the process.
And the whole while that we're going, I imagine I would have picked up on that same Windex smell, but stronger with heightened senses. I'm just sniffing to see if it's getting stronger, aka more recent, more present.
It is getting a little bit stronger.
Maybe closer to catching up. And I'll keep moving forward, staying low.
I'm going to activate Silence of Death. Not doing any special crouching or anything, but just to muffle my movements as I move around.
Okay. Cyrus? What are you
I'm going to continue moving,
Okay.
heading down.
Okay. So this room then moves into the Sesame Street section.
Okay.
Bert and Ernie, around the corner. Thomasina, you get a bit of a startle at a very large big bird
Okay,
in the corner.
sure.
And there's a display of Cookie Monster Elmo. And then with 1969, the year that Sesame Street started,
Is the count there?
there is not the count.
Shit.
And then this room leads into what appears to be a television station. There's a couple fake cameras with monitors to show, and some baskets of puppets, along with little set pieces so that you can stand behind a couch and play with puppets, and a few director's chairs. You can tell this is kind of a experience room to give people an idea on how puppetry works for television.
Could go behind the couch just to see if anybody's behind there.
Nope.
No?
Watch you do this, waiting to see how he reacts.
Alright, and then behind the couch, I guess I'm kind of out of sight at that point.
A little bit, yeah.
Gonna stick my hand into the basket and pull out a puppet. I'm just gonna slowly raise it up from behind the couch and go, all clear.
I'm going to slap the puppet off of his hand. We need to keep moving. We've got to get through this. We haven't looked at the offices upstairs. Let's clear that if there's nothing here.
We still have rest of this exhibit, and we have Dark Crystal, and I will say that it smells stronger as we go deeper.
All right, and so you continue in. You get to the room for Freckle Rock. And you can see Sprocket, little doozers, but standing in front of Sprocket is a tall woman with dark auburn hair, large tortoiseshell glasses. She's got a long, oversized, clearly old purple knit cardigan, long skirt, and she's just kind of humming to herself, K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids, as she is cleaning the glass of the Sprocket display.
I mean, I just back up and just...
I'm going to make my way over to her.
Wait, you're invisible, I'm not.
I know.
And so, if you could make me...
Can and will.
Make me a Resolve and Auspex roll.
Yep.
Three successes.
She looks you straight in the eye and says, "Oh my goodness! Did you get lost when the center was closing? You are absolutely not allowed to be here."
The moment I hear that, I'm gonna pull a vial out of my pouch with another spider blood combo and just down it, just in case I need to run. I am clear on that,
Okay.
and there's a million dice. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay.
On cleaning of the insect.
She says, "And what is your name?"
And like as soon as like she sees me, and she turn around to me
Yeah.
as I come up. Copy that. All right. I just kind of like tilt my head just a little bit, and I'm just kind of look her over. I don't answer her.
She goes, "Come on now."
And I'm just gonna start looking around her and like what she, like, but almost ignoring her, but I don't take an eye off of her.
Okay, so you're just kind of like looking everywhere but directly in her eyes.
Yeah, keeping her in my peripheral, but I'm like looking to see what she was doing, like what she's...
You can see there's cleaner in her hands, a bundle of newspaper, and she was in the middle of cleaning. There's nothing else on her.
Okay.
Can
Anybody want to go talk to her?
can she see?
She can see
Us?
She can see him.
Y'all didn't go into the room, I
Nope.
don't think. Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she can see him.
How long have you been here, Catherine?
You know my name. Are you one of my students? There are so many. I do forget.
Does somebody with better social graces want to go in there?
You really want me to do that under these circumstances?
How many students do you have?
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. There's Building Puppetry Basics 101. That's got about 35. And then there's Basics 102. And that's probably about 27. They normally drop off after the first one. And then I've got History of Puppetry. And then I've got the children that do the overnight displays. And our little sleepover. So probably all in total about 137.
I cannot tell if this one is absolutely out of her mind or if she is that powerful.
I see. And what about your teacher? Where are they?
Oh my goodness, I haven't been in school in such a long time. Aren't you funny?
No,
What's
I'm
got
not.
you? Did you get trapped here? I can walk you out if you like, son.
No, I think not. Why don't you tell me more about your children? More about the puppets.
Oh, well, these puppets here are from our Jim Henson collection. This is the Fraggle Rock display. If you turn around, you'll see a few from the Dark Crystal. We have the Dark Crystal display across, so you'll have to go over there to see the rest of them. But this is the Fraggle display. And look, Red over there. Isn't she just the cutest?
Doesn't look adorable.
And my children, well, the children... We like to do events here overnight. You know, there's some children, they don't really have a home to go to. So we like to give them options after school. So we do little sleepovers so that they can sleep among the puppets. They think it's so neat.
And are there any sleeping over tonight?
Oh, no. We don't do that on school nights.
I see. And is it only the children who have no home to go to?
Whatever do you mean by that?
Right. So, again, tell me more about your teacher, your sire, Catherine. How long have you been here?
And you see her smile twist at the corners. Her eyes narrow slightly. She goes, My, you Camarilla licks sure are bold, aren't you? Well, I am sorry, my friend, but you see, my bodyguards will be here very soon as I alert them to you, so please sit still, you will be dying shortly.
I think that's sort of cute. And I'm
Well-
going to plant my hands on the wall. I'm going up towards
And
the
he's
ceiling.
just casually just standing
Yeah.
there still,
Yeah.
arms
She looks
crossed.
straight up at you. She goes, aren't you funny?
Alright, I'm gonna bite my lip really hard. And I'm drawing blood
She
with my
goes,
mouth.
you're gonna want to come down here. You really are.
You're right. And I will drop down in front of her.
And then I'll like kind of lean in and whisper to her. And what makes you think I'm Camarilla?
I heard that.
She goes, because you're the only filthy little licks that think they can come into our city and just start a ruckus.
I see.
And I smile.
And she's keeping
yeah.
her eyes on you the whole time.
Yep.
And let's see here.
Huh?
Okay. And I will let you know the effects of what I just did when they become relevant.
Okay.
May I make the roll for what I'm doing, biting my lip?
No, you may not.
Okay.
Because at the second you do that, she goes, you're going to want to stop what you're doing.
I was doing it up top, but
She goes, you're going to want to stop what you're doing.
Hmm?
And you feel your muscles tense. And you can't bring yourself to do it.
I've already got a pool of blood in my mouth from up top. Is it just locked?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You can swallow it down. You can do anything else. But for what you were about to do, you no longer feel like you want to.
This is bad.
I gotta get in.
Okay. I'm right behind you. I'll
Is there-
activate feral weapons
Okay?
and just elongate some claws.
Okay. And you're walking into the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
She goes, goodness me! Did the Camarilla really have to send a whole little coterie after little old me? You must have heard about my bodyguards. They are just the best.
Catherine, you've been here a long enough time.
Well, of course, the bishop said I had to stay here. You see, I'm what he calls an oracle. It's kind of an old word, but I like it. It's kitschy, I think. And so I had to be here and be protected, so I am just to wait here until they come get me. But I have plenty of bodyguards. They keep me plenty safe. So I'll just entertain the lot of you for now. And when they come get you, then I'll get back to my duties.
I'd be happy to entertain while we're here, and you seem to know a fair bit about us as it is. Are there any other questions that you have for us?
Oh, I have nothing that I ever want from licks like you.
All right.
May I, is this too powerful for me to make a composure roll or blow a willpower to push through it?
No.
It's not?
Or rather, it is too powerful for me to do that.
Okay, just curious.
Is there a possibility that I might be able to, I don't know. Catherine, since you have been here, you have kept this place immaculate, which means to me that you understand the roles of puppet and master. Is that correct?
Of course, dear.
Probably.
So you understand that as much as we're here as an audience for this, that we're here to watch you, not toys for you. Is there any chance that we can convince you to just let us leave and come back for another show some other time?
Oh, absolutely not.
There's nothing
You
that
came
you
into
want?
my home, and you're Camarilla. I mean, come on.
And there's absolutely nothing that you want other than...
Of course not. The Sabbat gives me everything I need.
I still have the vial in my hand. I'm just going to tip my mouth and just pour what I have into the vial. It's not going anywhere, though.
Okay.
Pour it in. My jaw still locked up, or is it relaxed?
No, you can't do the action that you wanted to do.
Okay.
So, and there's no cell phone in her hand, no...
Nope. It is literally a bottle of Windex and a crumple of newspapers.
I'm gonna hazard a guess, Catherine, that you knew that we were going to be here tonight.
I had no idea.
Really?
But you are not the first to come in here, and you certainly won't be the last. My goodness, I vacuum ashes for weeks.
So, your bodyguards, they come by a matter of routine?
Yes.
But
they haven't needed to come by in a while.
I'm going to turn and walk away.
Okay.
I'm going to leave the room.
Okay.
Describe to me the room that we were in.
So the room that you were in is kind of galley-shaped, where along one wall is the Fraggle display, and then kind of down the other wall is Dark Crystal with a middle display of the dress from Dark Crystal, and then the big palace guard.
Yep.
And then there's some labyrinth stuff in the corner.
Okay. I'm going to leave the building.
Okay.
I am going to quickly leave the building, and I am going to make my way to my truck.
Okay.
Okay. And I am going to open my truck, and I am going to pull out...
Of the parking lot. We trust you.
I'm going to pull out my .50 caliber sniper rifle.
Okay.
And I am going to aim it where I know she's standing in correlation to the building.
There is...
Multiple walls?
Yes.
Yep, I'm aware.
Okay.
This goes through those.
Yep.
It's an anti-tank rifle.
Are any of us maybe in the way?
It's possible.
Better hope I'm a good shot.
Well, if we're going to be waiting for them, then I can tell you what. I might as well take a seat on this. I'm going to head over to the couch and just.
The couch was a cardboard display.
It's a facade.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on that couch.
So she walks through the thing and goes, absolutely not. I just cleaned that. And she follows you into that room. And let's see here. I need you to make me a wits and awareness test, which for you...
I'm blind right now.
Yes. Let me double check. For you, that will be 4 with replacing 1 with, or you're at 2 hunger, right? Or no, you're at 1.
I'm 1, yeah.
Yeah. So replace 1 with hunger.
Alright, and it's, is that?
It's blank.
Yeah, it's blank.
Yeah.
So you could...
Yeah.
So, fail.
Yeah.
Total fail. Yeah. Not
Okay.
a beast chill, but total fail.
Yeah.
And so she goes up to you and kind of tucks your hair behind you and she goes, darling, I'm going to need you to do everything in your power to protect me. And she will use rationalize. And you think she's absolutely correct. You should absolutely do that.
You got it.
She goes, that's a good girl. I like you. You seem like you got a strong personality. I think the Girl Scouts would like you. You should come around.
Oh. I might. That sounds like a liberating idea.
That's a good girl. Okay.
Catherine,
What?
maybe talk. I'm still standing where I am, still facing the direction I was.
I'm always fine to talk.
She's always fine to talk.
I believe that. I'm just curious, what makes you think this is still your home?
It has been for years, dear. I take care of this place.
No, I mean the city.
You really are stupid, aren't you?
I would like to pull the trigger.
Okay, so you pull the trigger. It does go through the room that they were previously in.
Okay.
And the rest of you see her very calmly just turn around and turn back around and go, my goodness, I'm going to have to clean that up.
And then I'm going to grab a shotgun out, and I'm going to make my way back in.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over to the side of her that was closer to that gunshot and just put myself between that and her.
Okay.
I'm going to quietly try to do what Cyrus did and step back, eyes down, out of the room.
Okay.
Hey, you haven't actually entered the room. Oh, you kind of came around, but yeah.
All right.
I'm still
There's no windows in this room, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah, I figured out.
Yeah, there's no windows in the whole exhibit.
Well, there's a small
Yeah, I'll flinch at the gunshot.
moonlit hole now.
Yeah, there's a wonderful streak of moonlight
Yep.
through the display.
I'll flinch at the gunshot, but I'm still talking. No, I am curious because if I recall, when the humans came through, yours were the first to go.
He goes, oh, Camarilla propaganda, that's so cute, I haven't heard that in years.
Oh, it's funny because I saw the burning.
Honey, everything burns. It's Atlanta.
I know, especially the Sabbat.
Oh, you are just trying to rile me up. That's so cute. And she is going to... Let's see. All right. Anton, if you could make me a composure and intelligence.
Sure, and for what it's worth, I haven't turned back around to face her yet.
That does not matter.
I know. 8.
And yet, not enough. You are going to take 2 points superficial willpower damage.
Okay.
It goes, now, insulting me and my sect simply won't do. I'm gonna ash you, but I don't want to get angry while doing it. You do understand, don't you? It's nothing personal.
I move out of the room, text Cyrus, say, don't know where you are. If you're coming back, I think I can get her to Big Bird. And I send the text. And I'm going to wait quietly in front of the Big Bird exhibit.
Okay, there is a lot between between you and there.
Okay.
So how are you going to start getting her there?
I'm gonna wait a few minutes, a few seconds. Pull out my claws and smash the big bird glass.
Okay. You do that and she just... and she walks to the edge of the room and she says, "Really, for how much you all want to pretend like you have traditions and rules and you're so much better than us? You really are just a bunch of savages, aren't you? Just a bunch of licks."
Some more than others. Still not looking.
Just a filthy little gangrel, aren't you?
The filthiest. And I put my hand on Big Bird's neck, as high up as I reach, and just one claw scratches down.
Okay. And you can see her teeth grit. And she is going to leave the room away from all of you.
I'm going to go over to wherever she exits to kind of just look back at the room and make sure that no one's going to follow you. Or her.
So she leaves, and when you round the corner, you don't see Catherine. You see Cyrus. Just grinning.
I need you to back off. Just this once. I need you to back off.
Cyrus laughs.
She's not even here, okay? Just let her go. For right now, just let her go.
He walks up and pats your cheek and goes, "You are such a good girl."
Oh my god, it's you. That's incredible.
And she walks back out into the group. You guys see Cyrus walking out through you. And in Cyrus's same voice, you hear, "She's gone, let's go."
How did you miss her?
No answer. Keeps walking. And walks until Cyrus gets to the Muppet room.
Mm-hmm.
And stops by the Kermit display. And says, No. No.
Approaching.
And
Slowly.
and leans into the glass and drops Imposter's Guise, and it's Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
She was, Kermit, we've been over this. We have been over this. Look, I won't hear it. You're still on this. It's been too many years. It's been too many years, Kermit.
I'm gonna keep walking up.
You're gonna have to come up with something else. This isn't working.
I'm gonna keep walking up.
I'm gonna come over to the glass and say, he bothering you?
Just gonna look at him and go, "It's fine. It's Kermit. Look, so
I'll stop.
I'm an oracle, of course. I get my prophecies, or whatever they want to call them. I don't know. The bishop has some fancy words. It doesn't matter to me. I get them from the puppets. They are very kind to bestow their wisdom on me. And Kermit here, he's kind of the head of it. Of course, it's Kermit. And, well, you see, they all kind of give me their visions one at a time. But Kermit here just hasn't shut up about the same vision for... What is it going on now, Kermit? Yeah, hasn't been that long.
I'll take another step forward.
Well, I say it has been about 18, 19 years. Kermit, we've been friends 18, 19 years. Isn't that wild?
I'm moving the stake from my leg to my sleeve.
But anyway, the puppets say it helps me stay focused to have one prophecy at a time, but Kermit is just rude and just keeps repeating the same one.
Do I see Anton?
You do see him.
Do you? Because I'm behind everybody, and she's talking to Catherine.
Yes, but the compulsion that she has right now
All right.
She sees you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start walking over to Anton, and I'm just gonna shoulder out, just...
Let me know when I can act.
Why don't you let her tell you about the prophecy?
That's not really my concern right now.
If you go let her tell you about the prophecy, I will stay here.
Promise?
You have my word.
Good enough for me.
All right. And we are about to get to Cyrus.
Go on.
I'm accounting for time.
Go for it.
I am moving with celerity speed, though. Just
Yes.
So
Yes.
Okay.
This one's disabled, man. Don't worry about him.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. But it really just is the most ridiculous thing. Kermit, do you want to tell them or should I? I guess I'll do it. Fine. You're so rude. You know that? You're just rude. Anyway, so it's this ridiculous thing. There's an elephant, like a really big elephant. And he's got these big, long tusks, and they got pretty gold caps on the end of them. And there's all these, like, shadows, and they're moving, and they're swirling, and they're going about, and the elephant starts fighting the shadows. And then a ringmaster comes out, and he's got these thick, dark glasses on for some reason. I don't know, I guess it's bright in the circus. And he starts fighting the shadows and the elephant. And then the ringmaster goes away, and the elephant takes out the shadows, and then the elephant has all this gold draped around him, and there's no more shadows, and the elephant stands up big and proud and tall and lifts his trunk up in celebration, and that's pretty much it, and he's been repeating it all these years.
I've taken 2 steps forward while she's engrossed in this.
He just keeps repeating it so much no one can say anything.
Is the elephant bothering you?
No.
No. You sure?
No, it's this prophecy, and they only give me one at a time, and I keep telling Kermit that this one doesn't make any sense. What is an elephant and shadows got to do with anything?
You're sure the elephant's not bothering you? I have no problems taking out an elephant for you, ma'am.
If I see an elephant, I'll let you know.
You got it. You got it.
Good girl.
Yeah. And am I still just trying to, like, keep close? I'm still trying to keep fairly close to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still kind of edging around just in case Anton's behind me.
Okay.
I'm like a good 7 paces back at this point.
Okay. And Cyrus.
Okay. Everyone gets a ding on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
I know it just says run. And I'm going to step out and I'm going to open fire with the shotgun.
Yeah, the moment it dings, I'm just to a corner.
Down. Cover fire.
I don't know about me.
Nope.
I am a very good shot, so we'll see how this goes.
He's a very good shot.
Let's see here. Let me double check the rules on this thing while you do that.
And I'll let you know what rounds I'm using.
Yes.
Nine successes.
Okay, wonderful. And which type of rounds are you using?
Dragon's Breath.
Dragon's Breath. Very good.
It does aggravated damage to her, and it catches her on fire.
Yes. Give me 1 moment. One of those times where the great spooky lighting isn't so good when trying to find You are lovely. See, she's such a good girl. All right. This is our first time using the book.
Yeah. While he's ducked down, I'm pouring the vial of blood that I have onto the stake. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a Scorpion Touch roll to see if it takes. If that's all right with you, Storyteller?
Yes.
critical success on my rouse, and let's just take all of my dice again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 4 successes on Scorpion's Touch, so that stake now has the venom on it.
Sweet.
Thank you. So, as you fire, she willingly takes the hit.
Okay.
And she is on fire. And I need you to make me a... double checking. Make me a resolve. And... what will we call this? Let's make this wits and resolve.
Okay.
And this will be a contested roll.
Okay. I'm going to burn a willpower to reroll 3.
Okay.
Seven successes.
Okay. So she takes the hit. Ha! And starts trying to pat out the fire. Looks you straight in the eye. And says, "Shoot yourself." And uses Terminal Decree.
Okay.
So you will now need to shoot yourself.
Okay.
And she's still patting it out. She's waiting for you to.
I'm
help pat
over
her
there.
down,
I am
and
patting
she's
you down.
I would like
watching you.
I would like to dig into my pouch of my components and pull out the lighter fluid that I have for my ward against canites, and I'm just literally gonna squeeze. I'm gonna like crawl 2 spaces forward and just squeeze it at her to accelerate the fire.
Multiple things happening at once.
Yes, it does.
I put the gun in my mouth and I pulled the trigger.
All right. And so you
Yep.
will take that damage.
I will take that damage.
Could have shot your foot. Could have shot your hand.
I imagine her...
He understood the intention. But yeah, I'm accelerating that fire.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And so she proceeds to burn.
Am I, by prox, am I getting splashed in this?
You might be. If I fail the dex roll, you might actually.
Yeah.
if there was ever a chance to not roll good.
What would that be? Dex and...
We'll consider that Dex and... Because you're throwing a bottle on her, yes?
Oh, I've got one of like the tin squeeze bottles. I'm squeezing it. I'm trying to squeeze it like just at her and like not hit.
I mean, I'm going crazy.
But I'm pretty close. I'll hit her.
I'll call it strength and dexterity so that
Okay.
you can squeeze it far enough to get to her and angle it appropriately.
Okay.
I do 3 aggravated damage to myself.
Okay.
That's 2 out of my 4.
Okay. So you do hit her and it does accelerate.
Do I hit her though?
You do not.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And my, the entire, half of my face and upper body is on fire.
And so now there are 2 people on fire.
And I'm still trying to put her out. It's accelerated now.
Yeah.
Was the command for once, or was it repeated?
It was once.
Okay.
Seeing her...
Do I have my composure? I mean, I'm on fire, so I'm going to deal with that in a second. But
Yes.
does the compulsion end once I perform the task?
Yes.
Okay. Then as I start to basically turn to put myself out, I am going to burn a willpower to not run in terror from being on fire, because fire bad, vampire bad. And I am going to pull out, with rapid reflexes, I'm going to pull out my sidearm on my thigh holster, and I'm going to unload on her with raucous rounds.
Okay.
As I'm going to incinerate rounds her, as
Okay.
I'm just going to unload the clip.
Okay.
As fast as I can.
And while he's doing it, and I'm probably not going to beat him to it, I'm charging to tackle her.
Okay.
I'm going to burn another willpower.
Which I guess is a strength and brawl for me.
Yes.
What do I need to roll to put myself out?
We will call that... let's see here. Let's make that stamina and survival.
Okay.
3 successes to football tackle this one.
Do I also need to roll?
Yes, you will roll a contested to resist him.
3 successes.
3 successes. You're capable.
Whatever your sheet
Okay.
is. First,
I
you can roll.
Sure, I am charred and burned.
Yeah, you are heavily charred, but you managed to put yourself out.
Okay.
you don't contest.
And Aaron, what are you doing during all this?
I was going to tackle Thomasina. Anton beat me to it. I see a shot and I take it. And I'm going to use the weapon that Cyrus gave me earlier. And with her distracted, hopefully take a clear shot.
Okay, so give me a roll for shooting her.
Can I do
uncontested or
That'll
check your
be,
sheet?
firearms and dexterity?
Yep, dex and
Sweet.
fire.
There's 11 successes to light her up. They are just regular rounds.
Yeah.
So
And just 2 successes.
Okay, so between the two of you, you shoot the hell out of her. And she, after Thomasina had gotten the fire mostly out, she does drop to the ground in torpor.
okay.
I run over to Thomasina and try to hold down and just yell straight in her face to focus.
And Thomasina, now that she is down,
Yeah.
the compulsion is gone.
Hi. You're not fighting anymore?
No.
Okay, I back off.
Right.
I am gonna walk up, like, my name is Sirin ibn Muhavara bin Yaftab, Caliph of the Banu Haqim, and you have been judged. And I'm gonna plunge the stake into her heart,
All
and I'm
right.
gonna grab her by the throat, and I am going to drag her out towards my truck.
All right. Are you guys going to do anything when he drags her out?
No.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna say, called it, and get up and walk after him.
And if you could very quickly make me a strength check, because
Absolutely.
since she is in torpor, she will be a hefty thing to drag by the neck.
Fair. Straight strength or strength athletics?
Strength athletics.
All right. Instead of that, what happens is as I go to pick her up, I take a step, I stagger, I reach down, I put my hand through her, I rip her heart out, and I deoperize her as I bestial failure.
Okay.
Ooh.
As I immediately just start to inhale her heart.
I'll just
right.
stop short of this.
And so you guys happen to see him proceed to diablerize Catherine. right in
Happened
front
nothing.
of
I'm
you.
watching.
Yep. And
Oh, yeah.
I
No,
just
I'm-
tear into her, ripping her flesh open, and I'm just consuming heart, face, flesh, everything as far as and like around her rib cage, like pulling, like ripping a rib bone off and just skinning it on my teeth, and just continue until I trying to get the beast under control.
Justice.
And I just and then I'll just drag her corpse out.
Yeah.
I'll help if you're struggling.
Clean up. No evidence. Maintain the masquerade.
Adam, if you don't mind, I believe this is actually a specialty of yours, and I'm going to pick up Catherine's like ankles and just I'm carrying her out with you, whether or not you're letting me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
like trying to maintain myself from snapping at him as I.
yeah, the beast is clawing at the edges of your mind. Still barely satisfied by all you've done.
Okay. 2 successes to maintain my willpower to not attack Anton.
Okay.
Doing it anyway. I have the tainted stake in one hand and then Catherine's ankles in the other. I'm just
Okay.
shoving her out behind him.
So you guys are going out.
Well, these two are still inside.
And Thomasina, Aaron, what are you two doing?
Are you good?
Other than wanting what he's having, I'm good.
Okay.
And better, although this coat is now questionable.
It's still a good coat. You can wash it.
It's pretty burned by a bitch who told me what to do. I'm done with this night. Let's go.
Sure.
The room is a mess.
I'm gonna stick around for just a bit. I've done this before. I'm gonna look around for utility closet, find a broom, a dustpan, and do my best to just get some semblance of order to it.
You're able to clean up a good bit of the glass from shattering Big Bird's display, and you can get up some of his feathers, but the damage done in this room and the large spot of blood on the carpet is very apparent.
There you go ahead.
I'm going to come back. You were there for me tonight. I'm going to make a couple of calls. There are some friends of mine that might be able to donate some things, not to this exhibit, but that might be able to appease this place a little bit. Don't worry too hard about it.
We had a pretty quick turnaround tonight. I imagine those who put us to this can also help clean things up. Let's get out.
Yeah.
I guess we're at your truck at this point.
Yeah, so you two have gotten to Cyrus's truck.
And I am going to throw her in the back.
I'll help.
Close the, look at you, like, there's, like, bits of bone peeking out through my, like, cheek. Most of, like, my eyebrows and all, like, half of my face is just completely gone. Hair is mostly gone up to here. The scarf he was wearing is just tattered and charred. The upper part of his jacket is a little singed. And he just...
If you don't leave, I know someone who can help you.
I am fine.
You don't look it.
I will take her to the Primogen Council.
Will you return so that we may help you afterwards?
It depends. I will face judgment for what I did today.
You did right.
That is for them to decide.
You did right by me. For whatever that means.
You have my number. I have yours.
And I will see you soon, I hope. Banu Haqim.
And he kind of like goes to open with his left hand, and it doesn't really respond, and so he opens the door with his right and gets in and reaches over, closes it, and drives off.
Okay.
And I'm going to text on my regular phone Dr. Astra Mendez,
Okay.
and I will say codedly, have a friend who needs your artistic touch if you can swing by later.
It takes a minute, but you get a response that says, I am always willing to help.
And then I will text Cyrus as he's driving. He'll see it whenever he says on the blue phone. Come back when you're done. One of mine will fix you. And I'll close the phone.
Okay. Thomasina and Aaron, what are you two doing? As you guys have come outside, you saw Cyrus take off.
I text Denise, headed home.
You get a response from Denise that says, how'd it go?
I want to debrief.
You get a response that says, okay. Thomasina?
I get Philip to come and pick us up at the center instead of just parking out by the Athenaeum, and
He pulls up and he looks at you guys, and he kind of tenses up a bit, and he jumps out to open the door.
And I get out I get my cell phone out, and then I remember the knife that I gave you, Anton's. Just remember to give it back to him, please.
Roger.
Thank you. Thank you both.
I'm not there.
Oh, you're not there?
I'm at my Athenium. You're at the
Yeah.
Puppetry
Are you
Arts
already
Center.
back there?
I had to carry a
you went
body back.
with him.
Okay, sorry.
You can thank me later.
I will. Thank you. I know that tonight was hairier than you like.
I just feel bad for Big Bird.
What did you... We'll cover that later. I didn't really get a good look. But I will go ahead and call friends of mine that I know will be able to give them at least a few other exhibits that they might really cherish while they're repairing all of that.
A really nice rug over that bloodstain would be great for right now.
Oh, at minimum. At minimum.
Maybe one of the... No, I was going to say one of the tapestries Olivia gave you?
I'm not sure that that's what they would want, but it's a nice thought.
Okay. I don't know art. It's all it's on the ground. It's supposed to get dirty. That's yeah.
That's sweet of you. Go home.
Right, and so Philip lets you in the car. You have a text message waiting for you from Tabitha. And it just says, report.
And I just say, got a little hot. Need rest. No date night tonight.
Okay. And the response you get is, no date night. Required visit.
Philip, I think we have to make another trip tonight.
This is, absolutely. Are you sure you're okay?
We gotta go.
Okay, where are we heading?
To the king and queen.
Okay. Okay, can you... Is it better if I don't know what happened?
For right now, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And he closes the door and gets in and drives off.
I'm going to sit on the front porch of the Athenium because I think Aaron's car is still there. So wait. While I wait, I'm going to open up the blue phone, and to Proctor, I'm just going to text an X and close it.
Okay.
I'm just
Aaron,
sit.
are you going to your car at the Athenium?
Yes. I'll hang out just a bit. Look around to see if Anton's still there. And if I see him, I'll wait before I head home.
Yeah, I'm
He
sitting on the
does
front
appear
porch.
to be home.
Hey. That was intense. Are you okay? You had a mouthful of nasty for a while.
I didn't quite get to use it. Maybe now you see a little taste of what the 90s were like.
Why did you stay? The whole city's in fire, in flames. War. Why not just leave?
Because fires go out and things grow in the ashes. Plus there were things to be saved here. I did my part. I was hoping enough had been cleaned up, but seems there's still some left, like I was afraid of. For this one I have our friend Cyrus to thank for taking one more pest off the back of this beast.
Well, I'm glad you're here. It could have gone 1,000 ways worse. And in some ways it did.
You were more useful than I was here. I saw what you did.
It's not all grr and straight up attack, but
Persian Gulf, hey?
yeah. It was, of course, when I was still beating, but it was where it was for a while.
We still have much to learn about each other, Aaron.
I think between all of us, we have plenty to learn. And tonight was definitely a teaching moment of how to do things better.
Mm.
And not get shot through the wall by a sniper? Maybe if I ask for a sniper rifle, he'll just give it to me. That would be awesome.
I take it he was in an earlier war from you, or maybe just a different division.
That's curious.
Let me show you something, and I'm going to walk inside.
I'll follow.
Inside, Hex is sitting on the couch upstairs, knees drawn up to her chest, watching as you guys come in. She looks kind of forlorn.
I show you, and then maybe you head home.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go over to my desk with, like, the desk calendar. I'm going to flip it over to a bunch of Post-it notes. That is everything that I have questioned Cyrus saying, everything that he has ignored, every action that I have noticed, and one blank space with a question mark on it. And it includes things such as his weapons training, questions on military training, police training. Every clan that I know except for Banu, Haqim, and Lestenbres crossed off.
This is a lot.
And yet it is not quite enough.
I gotta ask, and you don't have to answer, but do you have one on all of us like this?
No. The rest of you are more open.
That's good.
It is closed books I am interested in turning the pages of.
You know, there's this really good app that I can never keep up with called Duolingo. You should try it.
Maybe I pick up a fourth language.
Fourth?
Flip it over.
I barely know English.
You see Hex's. She's trying to not invade your conversation, but she's flipping through her phone and her hands are shaking as she's...
I'm going to pat Aaron on the cheek and just go, "Good night, Aaron."
And she just goes, "Night, Aaron."
Hex. It's free. Do you want a boop?
Yeah, I would kind of like that right now.
I'll walk over, just stick out my nose.
Boop.
Okay.
Thanks.
And I'll walk out to my car and start driving home.
And I will go sit right next to Hex.
Hex kind of turns to you and she says, "How much have you known about Malkavians?"
What they tell me in the books, and what little bit I know. I know that there is static amongst them. I know that it is not always reliable.
Do you know, and she kind of chokes up, do you know that they can see?
I know that is the rumor, but was never confirmed due to our Malkavian prince being in power so many years ago.
Maybe you should go visit Tilly. I think you and your coterie need a little fucking perspective. And she gets up and storms out. And that is where we are going to leave off tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.